Good evening. I'm updating you tonight from my house so that you'll know I'm practicing what I'm preaching to you. Stay home whenever it's possible. By social distancing, we'll beat this. Let me give you an update on the virus and what we're doing locally and what you can do. As of 4 o'clock today, there were 8 confirmed cases in Haverhill. As far as we know, 7 of them are resting comfortably at home, and 1 is hospitalized for underlying reasons. We're going to see the numbers go up as the hospital and PMA both ramp up the testing services. As you know, yesterday the governor issued emergency orders to close all non-essential businesses in the state of Massachusetts. Many businesses were exempt, and we've spent the last 2 days working with state officials and with our local businesses to see which businesses are exempt. 1,100 people roughly that work in the food manufacturing sector in Haverhill, places like Fiorentini Bakery and Hans Kissel and Cedars, are exempt and still working. And we're working with those companies to make certain they follow the correct guidelines. Anyone that has a question on whether their business is exempt should check the state website. On the local level, the state told us in local government to designate which government services are essential and will remain open. Let me update you, and when I call into the City Council a little bit later tonight, I'll get their input and see if we missed anything. City Hall's been closed to the public for the past 2 days, and most of our employees are working from home. Starting tomorrow, Wednesday, we'll remain closed to the public with a skeleton crew at City Hall to answer phones and manage essential day-to-day operations in accordance with the governor's guidelines. The essential operations include police, fire, public works, snow plowing, water, and wastewater. We'll continue bill collection, payroll, and bill payment. We'll continue those essential functions so that our essential personnel like police and fire can be paid. Our 311 Constituent Services Office will be up and running from their homes to handle your requests and to service you. Now, there's almost nothing that cannot be done online that's done at City Hall. You almost never have to come into the building. I want you to check out our website at www.cityofhaverhill.com. If you need to pay a bill, apply for a permit, apply for a job, there's nothing you do in person that you can't do online. If you need to talk to someone, you only need to know one number, 311. If for any reason it doesn't work, try 978-358-1311. Let me repeat that, 358-1311. Now, I know that not everyone's familiar with computers, and I don't want you to worry about that. If you need to pay a bill online and you're having trouble navigating the computer, just call 311 and they'll guide you through it. Now, several people have shared with me they don't want to pay the bills online because of the service fee charged by your credit card companies. We've arranged with the credit card companies to not send you the fee and to send it to us instead. This will take a day or 2 to implement. If you paid a credit card bill over the last 2 days, anytime this week, just send it to us and we'll reimburse you. We want everyone to pay everything online, and we don't want you to get a fee. We don't want that to deter you. Now, I know that not everyone is set up to pay online. You can still put a check in the mail. You can also drop off checks at the lockbox on the Main Street side of City Hall. Now, this will take care of 99% of the business that the public has in City Hall. Use online and 311. But if there's something you absolutely have to see us about, and we understand some permitting has to be done in person, call 311. Ask to speak to my Chief of Staff, Allison. We're going to do the best we can to guide you through online transactions. But if it's something where we need to see you, she'll arrange something. We'll continue to do this until the governor lifts his emergency order. We know that these are tough times for our citizens. We're going to give you additional time to pay your tax bills, water and wastewater bills without interest or penalties. We'll announce more about this shortly, but basically we're going to give you an extra month. let me tell you about what you can do to protect yourself. We've all heard about flattening the curve. This is critical so we don't overwhelm our medical facility. Think of it this way. Suppose 200 people all go at the same time to the same hospital. No hospital around here can handle a surge of 200 people. But if that number is spread out over a few weeks or over a month, the facilities can easily handle them. That's called flattening the curve. And the best way to do that is distancing and testing. I'm going to get to distancing, but let me start with testing. There are tests right now available at the Holy Family Hospitals, both here and in Methuen, and at the Lawrence General Hospital. In Haverhill, the testing has to be done at the request of your doctor. The test is at Holy Family. It's a drive-through test, but you have to have your doctor send you. And I can't stress that enough. If you're coughing, if you have a fever, if you believe you need testing, call first. Do not just walk into a facility. Help us keep our frontline healthcare workers safe. When you call, they'll put on the proper gear to protect themselves. Now let me tell you about what you can do to protect yourself and to help. First is distancing. You've all heard this. Keep 6 feet away from everyone else to the extent humanly possible. I know it's not always possible when you go to the market, for example, but do the best you can. Wash your hands regularly. And you've all heard you want to sing happy birthday to yourself twice while you're washing your hands. Now, the reason for this is the virus cannot be spread in the air, only by droplets, and the droplets cannot get through your skin. If they get on your hands and you wash them before you touch your face, you're still safe. If you're coughing, always cover your cough. Do not infect anyone else. And if you're sick in any way, and this is really important, even if you're really, really, really sure that it's not the virus, unless you've been tested, you really don't know for sure, because the virus feels like any other flu. Just stay home. I know that many of you out there, like me, you really like going to work, and so do I. But if you have a cough or a cold and you're sick in any way, do not go to work. We're all worried and frightened by what we see on TV with Italy and New York. But we're not Italy, and we're not New York. We've tested around 11,000 people in Massachusetts. A little under 10% of them come back positive, so it's around 1,159 people that have tested positive as of 4 p.m. today. New York has 25,000 cases. This isn't a reason to slack off. This is a reason to double down so we don't become like New York. Distancing. Remember, keep away and keep in your home whenever possible. Let me give you one more thing you can do. We know that the people most at risk from this virus are the elderly and the sick. If an elderly person is your neighbor, call them up and see if you can pick their groceries up. Everyone needs groceries, but we really don't want the elderly or the sick in the grocery store. I know that everyone's worried, and so am I. I know there's a slew of pessimism out there, but I don't agree with it. I think the social distancing measures put in place here in Massachusetts are going to work, and I think we're going to get through this without becoming the disaster that some other countries and that New York have become. The numbers are going to continue to go up for a while, but they're not right now spiking as exponentially as has been predicted. This tells me that social distancing is working. So please, keep up the good work. Everywhere I go, I see the streets deserted, the parks deserted, people distancing as requested. Keep up the good work. Keep your distance, and if at all possible, stay home, and we'll beat this. Thanks for listening.